Yo, what's good, my fellow deadheads? Your overlord has returned. Today it is your boy, DEADMANVINCE, back talking to you about some more JJK Phantom Parade. And guys, it is your favorite video. The video where I tell you all of the content that is supposed to be coming. I don't know if this is your favorite. Where I tell you all of the stuff that's supposed to be coming up before the half anniversary. But this time, the video is a bit more improved upon. Because the last time I did a video like this, you guys were asking me things in the comments like, yo, but how many cubes are each one of these events going to be giving us, Deadman? And honestly, now I have done the math for all of these different events, and I actually know how many cubes each one of these events are supposed to be giving us, like, each event as it comes out. I have all the numbers, all the stats, all the metrics, bro. I already know how many cubes all four of these events right here are going to be giving us at least. That means there's a possibility for more cubes. Stay tuned and figure that out. But, guys, we need to talk about all of the stuff that is still yet to come before the half anniversary, and maybe even talk about a schedule somewhat of when we could see these things drop, because they just bum rushed us. I can't front of you. I think this is the first time we've seen this since we've been like playing the global version. I think this is the first time they've had just 4 events stacked on top of each other. They're not all coming out at the same time, but like they just announced straight up 4 events all together. Let me scroll down this and I'll just cut to it and figure out in the prior bi-weekly updates, have they ever just jam-packed us with 4 events? But I do not think so just yet. So if you look at the last bi-weekly update, they did actually spam us with 4 events. But you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. But this time, actually this is 5 events technically, because 2 things happened on the 21st and then 3 things happened on the 28th. So they've already pushed past like giving us 4 events actually, and I just didn't think about it because I wasn't including the story mode. But it looks like they are already willing to just jam pack us with a bunch of content in one sitting. So I think it makes a lot of sense for us to still have as much content as we do left, and I think it'll actually fit very perfectly into the time slot that is left over for it. But let's come back up here and look at these events first, talk about how many cubes we're going to be getting from these events, and this will start us off for our list of how many things we should be looking at. So guys, obviously we have the Maki Dancing Among the Flowers event coming, and honestly, Green Maki is coming out. Green Maki, I'm not gonna lie, I do think it's an interesting character. I do think it's a good character. But guys, I just want to make it known to you that we are officially, why do I always say officially? Officially 35 days away from our half anniversary. That means in 5 weeks exactly on this very day is the first day of our half anniversary, which makes a lot of sense because I feel like UG dropped in like the middle of the week or something, and then Gojo dropped on like a Friday later that week or something like that. I feel like that's kind of how the rollout was. I can't remember exactly because I don't play the JP version like all the time. I just kind of hop in for the reroll and everything, right? But still, we have Green Maki, who is supposed to be coming, and we have Green Obara. She's linked to this event right here. I can go back one page right here. Yes, Green Obara, Green Maki. Now, what I will say is, and Red Toji actually, what I will say is, we are 35 days away from the half anniversary. There's no point in summoning anything. So in this video, I'm actually not going to be going over the characters because I do not want to tempt you guys. I do not want to entice you guys. It is just not worth the summon. If you know that the best character in the game and the best DPS in the game are coming in 35 days, you cannot be the same players that complain about the game not giving any cubes. You cannot be that player and also want to summon on these 2 banners right now. I'm sorry. Like, Maki, I'm not gonna lie. Again, very interesting to me. Very great break unit, actually. The Nobara, she's a little more on the mid side in my opinion because she doesn't really have a nail mechanic. She has other mechanics, but still, the nail mechanic is like Nobara's bread and butter. That's what I love the most. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if for her SP update they gave the Green Nobara a nail mechanic. Then the only other characters, or actually there's 2 characters who have not released yet. It's Yellow Kaito, the SSR, which absolutely not. If he's dropping the same way he dropped on the JP version, he's dropping right before the anniversary. Absolutely fucking not. You need to be using your cubes on Zone Yuji, on Domain Expansion Gojo, and on Sukuna. And honestly, I don't even say Zone Yuji, but everybody saw Zone Yuji and they think that he's like the hypest thing ever. So everybody be like, no, I'm summoning for Zone G. And I'm like, hey, bro, do you? We're going to get a free multi for every single one of them anyway. So, I mean, you'll have a chance at all of them. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter. Obviously, it matters if you're trying to, you know, line up your shot and get a certain character. But, guys, we should not be worrying about banners anymore right now because we are 35 days out. And that sounds like a lot, but, like, bro, that's a month and 4 days time. If the month even had 30 days, that's a month in 5 days time. You have a month before the half anniversary, bro. Don't be ridiculous. Don't be stupid. Y'all know what's coming. And if y'all don't know what's coming, y'all are watching a video right now telling you what's coming. So for you to watch a video like this and then go to summon right afterwards would be absolutely fucking ridiculous. Do not play yourselves, guys. It's not even like you're gonna make me mad or anything. I'm just a naturally aggressive guy, so I feel like my energy, my tone feels like that. It feels like I'm yelling at y'all. Like, nah, bro, I just be passionate. I just be aggressive for real. Y'all only gonna have y'all selves to be mad at. Because when the banner comes around, when the anniversary comes around, if y'all can't summon for those new characters, like, whose fault was it? Nobody else grabbed you. Nobody, you can say they didn't give you enough cubes, but nobody else grabbed your account, your emulator, your computer, your phone, whatever, your iPad, whatever the fuck you're on. Nobody grabbed that shit and forced you to summon. Nobody held your hand and forced you to press the summon button over and over again. That was you who forced yourself to do that. So let's be smarter from here on out. And I'm gonna break down to you how many cubes we should be looking at if they do give us everything. And honestly, I'm not even gonna say if. I have a strong sense, a strong certainty in my soul that they will be giving us everything. Because the amount of content that is left over that we have not gotten yet literally is exactly enough to fill in the last of our little gap here. I say it every video, guys. I'm a brag about this man till my lungs are blue. Wait, till my face, till I'm blue in the face. There we go. Literally, bro. There are teams of people at development companies for games called Product Flow, and they are literally teams of people that are specifically dedicated to looking at all of the different forms of content that need to come out at a certain amount of time, by a certain amount of time, and they make a proper schedule so that you can follow, so the rest of everybody else doesn't have to think about, oh, when do I need to have this done by? You have somebody to tell you that. They tell you when you need to have these things done by, they tell you when these things need to be entered into the game, they tell you when you need to start working on these things. So, I just feel that it's insane to have the half anniversary be so close and not fit these things in, especially when the timing for it is absolutely perfect. It fits perfectly. Okay, so on April 4th, we are going to be getting a story event, Dancing Among the Flowers. Story events give you 2,540 cubes. Cool. We covered that. Along with the story event, we're going to be getting Green Maki, and she's going to be coming out with a new page. Again, like I said, the banner is not worth summoning on, but I know how gacha game luck is, and gacha games love to tease people, or developers love to tease people. I don't know what's doing it, RNGs, developers, whoever, right? But people like to tease players. So a lot of the time, when I do my first multi on a banner, I get a recollection bit, and most of the time the recollection bit is the new recollection bit from the new banner, from the banner, right? So maybe you guys get the recollection bit from the banner. The recollection bit is actually pretty solid. And honestly, if you get Maki from the banner, she's pretty solid. She's a decent option to work on. She's a very good breaker if you get her from your tickets. She ain't so good of a breaker, she's worth wasting your fucking cubes right now before Sukuna and Gojo and Zonji. Do not do that shit, bro. Because after the first anniversary on the JP version, right after that, they did a rerun for JJK 0. And Yuta came back, and Geto came back. They added Miguel. Now, Miguel I'm not that worried about, but I personally, guys, and I'm not saying anybody else has to do this. Me personally, I am going to be summoning for Geto because I didn't summon for him in the first place. I was like, oh, forget that. But I saw his buffs that he got, and also he's just a debuffer, is he not? And he's also just really good DPS as well on the side. So, I definitely want to get my hands on Geto now. So, I have a lot of lining up to do, and honestly, I love what y'all. I'm the Gacha Whisperer, bro. I'm gonna get all the characters that I need in every capacity, so it won't really matter to me. But like, again, I gotta think of the people who are watching me as well, and everybody is not quite the Gacha Whisperer that Deadman is. You put enough work in on these Gacha games, bro, and these Gacha games really start to listen to you for real. It's like a new Gacha game comes out, and it's like your track record of an old Gacha game, just like literally be synced up to the new Gacha game. It's like the Gacha games are literally entities, and they're talking when it comes to me. It's like, yo, the Deadman, this man's been in this shit for a minute, bro. He'll get dedicated, bro. Just bless him up for real. Like, that's how these gacha games really be communicating with me on a vibe level. I don't even know how to explain it for real. All right, after the Maki event, which comes out on the 4th, and it'll be out for 2 weeks. No, it'll be out for nearly 2 weeks. It'll end right before the 2 week point. So 1 week and 6 days. Then after that, the next week, they're gonna be spamming us with not one, not two, but 3 different events. We have the memory quest for a hidden inventory, premature death part 4, which is going to be giving us the free Hollow Purple skill page. I think that page is absolute doggy buns, but hey, bro, to each their own. If you like it, you like it. Plus, the moment from the show is hype nonetheless. Then we have Green No Bars banner coming on the 11th as well, along with this map event. Map events give you 2,910 cubes, and that number. I didn't even have to do the math for that. It tells you how many gems, cubes you'll get whenever you're looking at the map event breakdown page. And I even went back and looked and backtracked onto older map events to make sure that it was consistently 2910, and it is. Also, the hidden inventory premature death should give us 1,100 cubes from the math that I did before. And then this imaginary realm battle versus Kechizu, Ezo and Kechizu right here, this should give you at the very least 1,200 cubes. But this should be introducing SP missions when it comes in, because this was the first imaginary realm battle in JJK Phantom Parade, I believe. I think the cycle is these two, Mahito, then Jogo, and it literally just cycles through. And every time it cycles through, they add a new thing. I don't know if y'all peeped that, but the dead men be watching for real. The first time it came through, it was just introducing a new form of you know, content in the game. The second time it came through, all of them came back and they had a recollection bit with them that you could farm for free. And now the third time that they come back, all of them are gonna have SP missions added on. And honestly, I don't even know if everything has hit a 4th reroll yet on JP, but I mean, at this point, it probably has. I don't know that they've added anything past SP Battle, but SP Battle is really, really intense. So, guys, don't be mad if the 4th rerun, they don't add anything besides SP Battle, because honestly, some people might be struggling with SP Battle up to the 4th time that this shit reruns, honestly. But yes, without SP Battle, you should be guaranteed getting like 1,200 cubes. With SP Battle, it could be more. I've never really beaten the SP Battle run, so I don't know how many extra awards are tucked away waiting for us. But with all 4 of those events right there alone, we should be getting, we literally are going to be getting 7,750 cubes from this strip of events by itself. Now, that is only that's like 2.5 multis? No. Yes. That's like 2.5 multis, a little over the half point, because it would be 7,500 if it were 2.5. But that's a little over 2.5 multis, okay? So, don't complain yet. Yes, these are 4 different events, but you have to consider, not only are you getting 2.5 free multis just from doing these contents right here, but 2 of these contents are also going to be giving you a free multi for a new banner that's going to be out. So it's 2.5 multis for you to save for whatever you want. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Gojo and Sukuna. And then you're getting 2 free multis. And I'm not going to say that the 2 free multis are like 3,000 cubes each, because you can't choose to use those wherever you want to. But at the very least, they are giving you a shot at getting a brand new character with in a free-to-play format, so you don't have to use any of your cubes or anything. And I feel like sometimes, maybe even if you don't want the new character, like sometimes you deadass just be looking. If you have hella cubes saved up right now, right? If you have hella cubes saved up right now, then obviously you just have self-control. But every now and then, a gap comes through, a crack comes in, right? And sometimes, okay, you're like, why not just pop one multi? I got so many cubes, why not just pop one multi? That's what the free tickets are for. That's for you to use for your one multi. And then it's not for you to go back and say, okay, let me use a cube multi now that I've gotten through the tickets. No, stick to them tickets and that is it. Now, I don't know if they're going to be giving us a free multi like initially when we log in. Obviously, there's always going to be a free multi wrapped up in the actual event itself. But every now and then, they can be a little finicky. They can be a little picky with how they want to give us the free extra multi, right? But guys, that is everything that is coming that we know of so far. Now, I'm going to go through everything that we know is missing. And then I'm even going to try to give a kind of like schedule calendar or something to like when I think we can see these things. And then I'll also talk about how many cubes we should be getting from those things as well. Because there's so much stuff missing that like it's over 10,000 cubes. I'll go ahead and spoil that for you, chat. But let's get to it. So guys, we are still missing this illustrious map event, Great Sorcerer Battle 3, Dead Mall Edition. And honestly, it just wasn't linked to like any banner or anything, so I guess they just felt that it wasn't really important. But nonetheless, there's no way they're just gonna not give us this page. Like, yeah, the page isn't that incredible, but there's no way they're just not gonna give us the page, right? So they gotta drop this in here somewhere, and I think that this would be like kind of like a dead period right before the anniversary starts up, so that people can kind of like recollect like what's going on. Like, okay, we're about to get to anniversary time. This is just like some little dead event. There's no banner for me to like, you know, entice me or anything. I just got this little map event right here, and I can just do this, get my cubes up, give me that last little bit of farming before I have to, you know, hop into the anniversary. Then, after the map event Great Sorcerer Battle Dead Maul Edition 3, which would be giving us 2,910 cubes if it came, yes, because it is a map event. After that, we would see the story event, ETG reports, Kyushu records. And then that is when Green Megumi would come. But also, I do want to point out the fact, let me look this up real quick. I don't know if Megumi is a attacker or not. He's a debuffer, okay. So, I do want to make the point that I do very much like that they dropped Nobara and Maki at the same time, because they are both two characters that serve the same purpose. Not exactly, obviously they work differently, but they are both attackers at the end of the day. Both of them being attackers is excellent, just because if both of them are attackers, you would have to be an absolute, you just have to be an absolute psychopath to summon for both of them. I'm sorry, bro. Actually, I'm not sorry. You'd have to be an absolute psychopath to summon for both of those characters, and they serve the same freaking purpose. Come on, bro. Be serious. Be real. Nobara and Maki serve the same purpose, which makes one of them less enticing than the other. So if you are going to be a little dumbo, and you are going to summon, or not you be a dumbo, but if you're going to make a dumbass decision like that, and you are going to summon, then at least one of the options are not as appealing to you, because literally two of the options are like the exact same purpose. Ichiji's report Kyushu records, and Megumi's gonna come. Megumi's actually a pretty good unit, but again, we are 35 days away from the anniversary, so it's literally just not worth your cubes. It's not worth the heartache. Are you gonna want to be in a position where you ran out of cubes summoning for Gojo, and you're just like, damn, bro, if I didn't use those cubes here, or here, or here, or here, I would have been able to keep going for a few more multis? Do you want to be in that position? Or do you want to be in a position where you oversave cubes just to be extra careful, and then you get absolutely fucking blessed because the dead man wants that for you? You get Sukuna and Gojo in the first multi. What do you want? What experience do you want? Do you want to be prepared and get? Do you want to be prepared and then get rewarded even greater than you ever expected to for being prepared? Or do you want to be unprepared and then just be more and more fucked as you go into it? Let me know down below, chat. Prepared or fucked? But literally after we get the Megumi and we get the Kyushu Records event, which this is a story event, so the story event will be bringing with it 2,540 cubes. We also get the side story down the Fukuoka branch. Oh my gosh, Fukuoka branch campus. Now, I do not know if this brought any cubes or a campaign or anything like that with it whenever it did come. But if it did, GG. If it doesn't, who cares? It's literally just them breaking the story mode up into two different things. That is all that is. So do we deserve to get compensated for that? Not really. Not even compensated. Do we deserve cubes for that? Not fucking really, dude. But after we look through these events right here, the next few events that we should be having are going to be the third rerun for Hanami. So this Hanami rerun should have SP missions on it. So this right here, Formidable Battles, like I said earlier, gives you 1,200 cubes usually. If this one has SP missions, and the SP missions, and honestly, obviously, whenever the SP missions drop on the Esso and Kechizu, I'm going to see how many cubes you can earn from it. I'm going to earn those damn cubes because the dead man is an avenger, a fighter, a battler. And then once I figure out how many cubes you get from the SP part of it, if you do get any SP cubes from the part of it, then I'll add those in and update my number for, I'll update my rubric for gem drops in different events and everything. But this right here should at the very least have 1,200 cubes in it. And again, has SP battles, so it's a very hard game mode. But if you've been working on your account and grinding, this is definitely something to test you. Like the limited tower, I feel like is a real test. But like this right here, this one's also a very real test to let you know what's going on. This shouldn't have any cubes linked to it, but 2 times cursed object collection drop is always magnificent. So if you got hella AP packs, maybe this could be something that you drop them on, because cursed object collection is always a daunting task. Then after the cursed object collection 2 times drop, we have one more map event, which will be the map event Great Exorcism Battle Valley Edition 3. And that is going to also have with it 2,910 cubes. And guys, I do want to go ahead and tell you, at some point the events do evolve. The story missions will start to have more missions in them. I don't know about map events having more areas in them, but story missions should have more like missions in them. So that means more cubes if we have to do more missions and you get cubes per mission. But I think that doesn't start until like the first anniversary for JP, so our half anniversary. But certainly Global's half anniversary is going to far exceed anything that JP's first anniversary ever did, just because we have so much extra free stuff layered on top of what we already have right now. And honestly, the banners came so fast and the standard banner update came so fast, most of the characters that you really need, you got relatively early. So I feel like you've had a lot more longer period of time where like dead characters have been dropping. It doesn't really matter to you, right? And again, we have hindsight and know what is coming. So that is another piece to it. Because obviously the JP version had way more time to save up cubes in between each one of the characters. But they also did not have the benefit of knowing what the anniversary character was going to be. We do. And also, whenever the global and JP versions sync up, I know people say that Billy Dilly doesn't give out enough cubes, but like they give out way more than enough cubes. I've been saving my cubes. I don't even remember how long, bro. Like, I remember the day I started saving my cubes, I was basically at 0 cubes because I used that shit to run my stamina all the way into the ground. And then afterwards, I was like, all right, bro, we got this. Oh, and then the standard banner update was on the way, and I was like, all right, bro, I'm sick of this. I don't need to be summoning anymore. I need to start saving. The standard banner update's almost here. Like, I'm about to get a few characters and be able to beat some contents. I just want to start saving my cubes. And like literally, since I've been saving, it can't have been more than like 2 months at this point. It cannot have been more than 2 months, right? As soon as I started saving, then I'm already at like 30k cubes. And honestly, with all the stuff they're about to drop on us, we're about to get 7,750 cubes. And then after I give you the tally for this event right here, we're gonna get an even crazier amount of cubes. But like I said, this right here is gonna bring 2,910 cubes with it. I don't know the character link to this. There's no character link to it because when it dropped, it came with a rerun banner. Okay, cool. Then after the map event, Great Exorcism Battle Valley Edition 3, we have a new story chapter and the new Kaito drops. And when that new story chapter comes, it's going to be introducing 2 grades, which means that it's going to be introducing 2 different sets of Cursed Object Collection missions. And if it's going to be introducing 2 sets of Cursed Object Collection missions, that is leading me to believe that the Chapter 16 is going to be like 4 maps. Because of Chapter 15, right? When Chapter 15 dropped, it was 2 maps. One map has 6 missions on it. The other map has 6 missions on it. And then it had the EX battle and it had the Cursed Object Collection. If every single map in the chapters in the story look like that, and we're getting 2 grades from this one chapter, that means that this one chapter would theoretically give us 2 different... Oh, because this is the Kyushu school thing. Yeah. But if there's 4 maps to it, that would mean that we get double the cubes off of that. So the last time I did my tally up for story mode, I got 980 cubes. That was 800 cubes. No, I'm sorry. 600 cubes. 600 cubes from doing all of the actual story missions. Another 180 cubes, which puts you at 780 for doing the Cursed Object Collection. And then another 200 cubes from doing the, the EX battle. So that's 980 cubes altogether. But if they give us 2 different maps and give us an EX stage on both maps and give us all the Cursed Object Collection on both maps, then that would mean we would end up getting double the cubes, which means that would be 1,960 cubes. Now, I am going to go ahead and say this and be transparent. This is all the actual just raw events that we will be doing. This is not incorporating things like Event Marathon and Cheeky Curse Corpse Explorer Stage 1, which I am certain those will be coming out before the half anniversary, just because we don't want to be playing catch up after the half anniversary, because we're already going to be playing catch up at the half anniversary. But having stuff that didn't come out, having stuff that came out before the first anniversary on JP and still needing it to come out after our half anniversary on Global, I feel that that's just going to be a little too much conflicting shit, and it's just not going to work out seamlessly. But if you go ahead and just get caught up all the way right now, it'll be a seamless experience. So I do believe 100% of my mind that we'll be seeing all this stuff before the anniversary comes. Now, what is the rollout going to look like for this? As of right now, it is the 2nd of April. We have something new coming on the 4th of April, and then 3 different new things coming on the 11th of April. What I imagine would happen is, I believe that we should be seeing Megumi in the Kyushu Records story event, probably on like the 18th, whenever all the other events are ending. And then the week after that, we could see a Hanami rerun, and then they could literally just throw in the little map event with Panda, the Fashionista page. They could throw that in on the 25th, just so, you know, because just throwing a Formidable Battle out will feel kind of dead, in my opinion. I feel like they usually like to throw out at least like 2 things at the same time or some shit like that. So it would be a perfect spot to go ahead and just slot in that map event and just go ahead and get it out of the way, get it done with, and just give us extra cubes right before the anniversary. Honestly, that's probably why they were saving that Panda, because it's linked to no banners at all, and even though it is just regular content that was already in the game, if they position it in a very specific way, then all of a sudden it goes from just being an event to a last minute event they gave us right before anniversary to give us free cubes, right? Because again, map events do give you 2,910 cubes. And guys, honestly, I almost forgot to tell you the total number of cubes that we actually get from all the events that we're still missing. But let me go ahead and just finish this off. I believe after we see Hanami and the map event on the 25th, I believe on May 2nd, which is 5 days before the half anniversary starts, but a complete week before a week before the first Friday of the half anniversary. That is important because y'all know they do major updates on Fridays or Thursday nights, or yes, on Friday mornings basically. So literally we would have a very important update on that day, right? And I believe if you look at the JP timeline, or which I am right now, I don't know why I said that, UG dropped on the exact day that the half anniversary started. Then Gojo dropped 8 days later. Okay. So we'll be waiting a little bit for Gojo after Yuji comes out. But even still, I believe we could see Yuji, not a few days before the half anniversary. Because how many days before the anniversary? Dude, it's so hard to keep track of half anniversary, especially when the games are consolidating as hard as they are. Let's see. So this man came out on November 17th. Oh, perfect. Yes, literally. Kaito comes out 4 days before the anniversary of the JP version. Cool. Then my math adds up perfectly. Kaito in Chapter 16 can literally release 4 days before the half anniversary for Global. Then, after those 4 days, we get Zone Yuji on the first day. And then 8 days later, Gojo. And then days after that, Sukuna. So yeah, literally. Megumi should be out on the 18th. Hanami should rerun, and the Panda Map event should be on the 25th. Kaito should release, and then Chapter 16 should release on May 2nd. I'm pretty confident in those dates because they have the perfect amount of time to fit all those things in perfectly, because literally by the time some of these events will be ending, it'll be rolling right into the anniversary, and you'd already be done with that content probably by that point anyway. But guys, for the amount of missing content that we do not have, if the story chapter does actually have 2 pages to it instead of just the 1 page, then we should be looking at 11,520 extra cubes and content that we do not have just yet. That is still not including Event Marathon and Cheeky Curse Corpse Explorer Stage 1. Whenever they feel like getting off their ass and throwing that event into the game, no global player ever would have complained about getting them shits early. So whenever they feel like getting off their ass and putting that in the game, I say again, literally go for it, and we will be here for it, ready to fully appreciate that, Billy. But 11,520 cubes, and let me do the math just in case the story mission is not, or the story chapter is not doubling up and giving you even more stuff. So let's subtract 960 cubes from it. That's still 10,560 cubes in missing content that we definitely will be getting. But guys, I rest my case. If this shit rolls out exactly, when this shit rolls out exactly like I'm saying it'll roll out, bro, y'all are gonna have no choice but to bring me my crown for real. That's all I can say. Cause like Deadman really be lining this shit up, bro. There's 35 days left. They have no time. They have no room for error. And y'all have no room for bullshit. So do not be summoning on these little shitty ass banners. Hold your peace. Hold your patience. I just told you how many cubes we are getting. From the events that they have announced in-game already, 7,750 cubes. From the events that we are missing so far, 11,520 cubes. Roughly 10,500 to 11,500 cubes. Let's say that to be safe, right? But guys, I hope this video is very helpful to you, and I hope this video just puts into perspective to you how close we are, but also low-key how kind of generous they are. You can say Billy's not generous, but I mean, I don't know, bro. I'm the ultimate like spender experience guy, and a lot of the time when I try to break away from my spending habits and go free to play, I typically complain about it. But the JJK Fantasy Parade experience for me has been nothing but enjoyable ever since I've stopped, like, and I haven't stopped spending money completely. I still get like the fan parade pass and stuff like that. But like ever since I've stopped spending money for like cubes straight up and stuff like that, the experience for me has been absolutely incredible because I've been saving on every banner, and I know I'm gonna be well prepared for whatever's coming up in the future. But guys, the Deadman does love you. The Deadman hopes you have an excellent night, and the Deadman knows you're gonna go down below and leave a like on the video because you like the video. If you made it to this point already and you heard me give you this fast talk, and you're also gonna go down below and you're gonna subscribe and hit the notification bell because you gotta be locked in every time Deadman Vince is that Yuki and does his domain expansion and gives you some more empowering information. And also, you guys can comment and let me know exactly how you feel about all this stuff. But guys, let's lock in, let's get these cubes, let's wait, and let's get to this anniversary. And I'm sorry, there's just one more thought I had. Chapter 16, whenever Kaito comes out, they gave a free multi for that. It was a login bonus. And story mode cost 0. So, extra stuff to consider there. Bye.